to day 6 of a 7-day online influence challenge for kingdom influencers, those who feel called by God to make an impact and an income online. We originally said impact, maybe just impact income, but almost everybody said no. I want to get paid to be me. I want to get paid to do what I feel God created me to do. And really that's what this is all about and what it positions you to do in such an incredible way. And day 6 is all about how to get paid to be you, how to get paid for what you know and what you can do, and most of all, what you can help people do. And I've hit this all week long, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but we've already established that it's pretty hard to get paid just for, making people feel differently or think differently for the most part. You really have to enable people to do something differently. Okay, and with that, we're going to dive in today, day 6, on creating paid programs so that you can get paid for what you already know, can already help people do, or are committed to learn. And we've talked in prior days about the idea of having what's called a beta test group, offering it for free, as I did with the 90-day renewal and several other courses, and get a kind of a beta test group together. And the first time you do it free, prove that you're able to do it, prove that those who come along with you can get good results, and then you need to begin paying. And so I want to just kind of set the foundation just conceptually with why should you charge? And I will tell, and this might just be me, and people just like me, or it might just be a wing of the church. You may not have an issue with this at all, but I know it's something I've struggled with, and it's something that people that I speak to have struggled with, so I do want to cover it. Sometimes there is an attitude in the church that you shouldn't charge for anything. Like, if you really love God, then you wouldn't charge for anything. You should just be willing to help people and not get paid for that. And we already covered that always be sowing. That phase, you're doing a lot of stuff for free. You're sowing a lot of seeds into people for free. But there is, and it's come against me. I mean, I'll get those emails. Why are you charging? Everything should be free. Don't you love God? Don't you care about people? Why are you charging? And so I just want to give you some really good reasons why, even though you love Jesus and really want to help people, that sometimes the best thing you can do is charge. I want to cover that real quickly before we dive into how to create those paid programs. One is to find your true tribe. You're going to sow many seeds of impact and influence. Many seeds, thousands, millions, I don't know, before you can really be in position to make an income. But at some point, you definitely should charge for your time and your talent. And to me, the purpose of all of that seed sowing, I mean, obviously, now I'm talking about giving away free information. That's to add value to the online community that constitutes your tribe, those people that you feel called to serve. And to build your list. The only asset that you only own is your email list. The only way that you're going to make money is through an email list. That's where people buy. I've covered this all week long. I've hit it a number of different times. Research shows any paid online program, 80% of the sales are going to come from your email list. So don't rely on social media. So you're sowing lots of seeds on social media, blessing lots of people, doing stuff free. I'm here free in this free Facebook group, God's Sword Team. I'm here for these 7 days. I'm sowing seed into anyone, whosoever is willing. And I'm going to leave this up here permanently. The workbook, the videos, the training, it's all going to be available. Lots of meaty goodness at no charge, but I'm also inviting those who enjoy what I'm offering, these seeds that I'm sowing, think, wow, she helped me so much for free. Imagine her paid program. Then she's really going to help me. But your mission is to add value to lots and lots of people, add lots of people to your list, and then out of the many in your larger tribe will emerge what I would call your core tribe members. When exactly should you charge? Someone asked that question, and it's the perfect question. This is the moment you need to charge, okay? As soon as you have proven with a beta test group that you can deliver specific, tangible results, it's time to charge. The workman is worthy of our hire. And actually, it's better for the list because people take it more seriously when they've paid. I mean, even this class, we had hundreds and hundreds of people sign up for this. And I guarantee if they had paid $997, which this is easily worth the insights that I'm giving you. If you implement what I've told you, you don't think you're going to make $1,000? I guarantee you will. Easily worth $1,000. They'd be more serious. And I know that because I've been doing this online for, since 1999. And I see that when people put some skin in the game, when they've paid for it, not always, but I would say 99% of the time, someone who has paid, and the more they pay, the more seriously they're going to take it because they've got skin in it. Again, not always. And so that's why you want to be balanced. You want to be, remember, A is always sowing seed, always blessing people, always encouraging, always putting good information out there for free to whoever wants it. And then also, in addition to that, those who are your core tribe, inviting them into a relationship where you're going to sow into them in a deeper level, but they're going to have to sow into you. They're going to have to sow where they want to go so that you can put your arm around them and say, okay, you're sowing where you want to go. Let me take you there. And as soon as you've proven to that first beta group, do it free first time and recognize that a lot of the people you're doing it free for are not going to take it very seriously because it's free. But get enough of them. I'm getting a tiny bit ahead, but I do that a lot. But make sure you're paying attention. Who are the, like Faith? She's gorgeous, just fabulous. I'm already paying attention to her. There's a few of you, I already see you. I'm like, that's somebody that is good soil that I would sow into. And keep your eye on them, those ones that you can turn into a success story. And even though it's free, invest more in them. Give them more focused attention. Give them answers. Engage with them more. Okay, does this make sense? And as soon as you've demonstrated that you can get specific, tangible results out of that beta group, then the next time you offer it, you can charge. Don't keep doing it for free. You only need 1,000 true fans. I can't remember the guy's name, but it's a famous article from a guy, I think he found it, wired.com, something Kelly. It was an article that grew into a phenom, and it's called 1,000 True Fans. And he documents it in this really, I got a blog post. It was a great blog post. And he said, you really only need 1,000 true fans. And he shows you all the numbers on it. But that's the good news. You only need 1,000 true fans or core fans. But in order to get to those, you're going to need 20 times that. You're going to need 20,000, 30,000, 50,000, 100,000 in the broader tribe and casual followers. Out of that you're going to find 1,000 that are really just all in and in it to win it and truly, truly committed. I'm always honest with you. I don't have 1,000 true fans yet. I don't. And my list, I think I said is 35, 40,000. So out of the 40,000 that I have on my list, a true fan is someone who will sign up for everything that you do. They don't care if you're going to Antarctica. They love you. They're coming. And I have hundreds, but I don't think I'll have 1,000 yet. But I got to get there. That's one of my goals. So it takes a while to get 1,000 true fans. So it's doable, it's achievable, but I don't want to mislead you. It's hard. Some of you will get there faster than me, and here's why. Because I've made all the mistakes. See? I share with you all my best secrets, the things I've done right, but I've made a lot of mistakes. A lot of mistakes. And so if you can avoid my mistakes, you're going to be much further along, much faster. And that's kind of the idea of a Sherpa, which I guess I'm your Sherpa. You want to have a mountain of influence. I've been there before. I've made the mistakes. I've made the detours. Tons of them. Tons Tons. So many. So that's the advantage of having me as your Sherpa. You don't have to make those mistakes. Biggest mistake I made was not charging enough. Biggest mistake I made was not charging enough for what I was doing. Okay, so you only need 1,000 true fans. That's the good news. The reality check news is, it takes a bit of work. You got to sow a lot of seeds, but you can do it. You can do it. Okay, Jesus is our example. Tens of thousands of people followed him. He fed 5,000. That was just the men. So he probably was 10,000 people, at least 25,000 people that he gave bread and fish to, and general teaching and parables to. Perfect example. And then he had 12. Jesus didn't even have 1,000 true tribe members. Wait a minute, I feel better. See, I'm just being honest with you. Jesus only had 12. I'll give you an example for me. I just told you, I have tens of thousands. Over the years, I'm sure I've had hundreds of thousands of people, join my email list. And then either unsubscribe or me like, bye-bye, you're not opening my emails. I'm not paying to keep you here. Bye-bye, love you. Love you. But you're not my tribe. Out of those tens of thousands who've come, hundreds of thousands who've come into my orbit, thousands, I would say, I think I've registered 20,000 into online programs over the years. Now, some of those were beta, and some of those were buy the book, get the class, that type of thing. But it's some price of admission. It's probably been about 20,000 over the course of the years. But again, what's a true, I want to make sure that I'm clear and I'm not being confusing. A true fan is someone who will buy everything. I didn't think I did a good job of saying that. True fan, absolute raving fan, and it doesn't matter what, anything you offer, they just sign up for it. I have hundreds of those, but I didn't have 1,000. Well, anything. Then, do I want it? Do I not want it? Not sure. But thousands have registered for some paid program or another over the course of time. And then out of that, each year, maybe 50 to 100 people join me in person at one of my, more intimate training events. Paid, my high end. I'm not talking about me traveling all over Brazil or me traveling all over Colombia. And again, that's just thousands. I don't charge for any. That's thousands and thousands. I'm talking about my high end, which I'm going to teach you in a minute. My high end, level 5, intense mentoring. Coming on a spiritual pilgrimage with me, coming to the 7 Days to Freedom with me, coming to minister with me, where I'm really pouring into you. That's like 50 to 100 people a year. So I think that that's a pretty good, I'm giving you a pretty good real-time example here just from my own experience. Probably 100,000, 1.5 million have bought my books. Probably 100,000 have been on my list at one point or another in my orbit there. Thousands, maybe up to 20,000 have registered for a program, online program. But then the really highest level, really intimate, what I would call the true fans, that's in the hundreds. And I've been at this for a long time. But again, I think some of you are going to be able to do this a lot faster than me. A lot faster than me. Why? Because I just believe you. I know it. I know. If you listen to me, and I know no one likes it. Just so you know, I know no one likes it. But if you listen to me and from the beginning take a year on one specific problem that you can solve and really establish yourself as an expert in that very narrow niche, you'll be more successful than me, faster than me. My daughter even said to me, Mom, online influence, what is it, Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn? It should have been just one. And I'm like, she's right. If this were just 7-day online influence, build your Instagram following, just build your LinkedIn following, more narrow, it would have been more valuable. I'll say it again. If this had been more narrow, it would be more valuable. Now, of course, I would need to pay for that. I would need to charge for that. Does that make sense? I'm teaching you in real time. Okay. Now, your true fan, your core tribe, and I'm thinking as I go, your core tribe, and out of the core tribe, there's your true fans. Kind of thinking that. Your core tribe consists exclusively of those people who value the value you freely added to them enough that they're willing to sow back into you. That's your core tribe. I like this. I'm making it up. So that's your core tribe. And then your true fans, it doesn't matter what you offer, they're doing it. I have people like that. They come to 7 Days to Freedom. They come to my mission trips. They come to my spiritual pilgrimages. You know, Yolanda Perry is a perfect example. She's done all of those. She's came to my 7 Days to Freedom, and she just took off with Yolanda Worldwide. And then she came on 2 different spiritual pilgrimages. And then I did a mission trip. She signed up for that right away. That's your real, true person. You know, that's your James, Peter, and John. You're really intimate, close, do anything for them, people. Does it make sense? And again, let Jesus be your example. Feed everybody, teach everybody. But that deepest investment of your life, your heart, your deepest insight, your most powerful training, highest level, that's for your core tribe. That's for your true fans. Okay, did that help? That was point number 1. What was point number 1? I don't even remember anymore. To find your, okay, that's what I gotta. Why should you charge? Number 1 is to find your true tribe, your core tribe, your true fans. That's why you got to charge, because you're not going to know until you say, okay, I've been sowing into you. I need you to sow where you want to go. That's when you're going to know who's real and who's not. And I have people who'll thumbs up everything that I do on Facebook, but they'll never sign up for anything paid. And that's why I'm telling you right now, Facebook, maybe Facebook Live. I know some people who get some revenue off Facebook Live, but for the most part, those are just your broad peeps. And it's those who are on your email list and you're really sewing into them and they've made an investment. That's where you need to put most of your energy. Okay, so why should you charge? Number 1 is to discover, and you might be very surprised, who your true tribe members are. True tribe members sow back into you and sow where they want to go. That was number 1. Number 2, so you can provide a better product or service. The income that you generate by charging enables you to invest in your business, invest in better tools. Like GoToWebinar is way better than Zoom, but it's $200 a month, and you can do Zoom for free. You can do Facebook Live for free. But when I had my paid programs, I didn't do it on free stuff. I paid $200 a month to have GoToWebinar because it's way better. Way better. But you can't afford to do that if people aren't paying you. You can afford, when people are, paying you, then you can invest in better tools. You can make constant improvements. You can hire people to help you so that you can be more focused on the teaching and less time on the technology. You can kind of hire that out. And, I know people who are in this space and they're just now being able to hire a personal assistant. That frees up so much time and alleviates so much frustration dealing with all these tech pieces. They can absolutely provide a better quality of product and service and training and be more filled with the Holy Spirit. It's hard to be filled with the Holy Spirit when you're spending all day fighting with technology. Trust me. I'm telling you from personal experience. Number 3, you can provide that personal touch. Is again, once people identify and say, hey, I'm willing to sell where I want to go. You're like, okay, so now I've got someone who's serious, and you can have that personal touch. You can afford to give them more time and energy. You notice now, I don't spend a lot of time like I used to. I used to be all day, every day doing, memes and hiring people to do memes and putting out all these seeds just all the time, putting an enormous amount of effort into sowing those seeds, free seeds into the world. And I say that all the time. I need time to sow. I got to sow. I got to sow. I got to sow. But I'm in a position now where most of my time, I get the privilege of investing in people who are paying me, who really value what I offer. Right? So I can be more personal with them. I'm working right now with just a handful of ladies. I gave just a handful of ladies a full year of my time. I think there's 7 of them. And I'm giving them a full year of my focused attention. One of them just emailed me and she's like, do you need to read my new book before you agree to write the foreword? And I'm like, no, I'll write the foreword to your book. And I'll tell everybody on my list that they need to go buy your book. And that's really so, I mean, and that's what Jesus did. That personal, intimate. And he was able to do that. Now, of course, it was wealthy women who funded all that. How about that? You can really get to know them. You can't get to know thousands and thousands of people on a deep personal level. But you can. And I love it. I love it. I mean, I like fun, but I'm also serious. I like to work with people who are really serious and really want to make a difference in the world. That's where I want to sow. I want to, my 12 disciples. Those are the people I have the deepest relationships and genuine partnerships with them. And all of them came to the 7 Days to Freedom event, all of them. Okay. And then number 4, and these are really kind of related, seek and focus. If you're giving everything away free, how are your bills getting paid? Either you're not getting paid anything, and so you have to work a day job. You're not getting paid anything, and you have a spouse, and then you're not available to him because you're working all the time on an unpaid job. And, that may be completely okay. I'm not in your marriage, so I don't know, but it could definitely become a conflict, because your divided attention. You've got to work all day on the job that you get paid for and then come home at night and your husband's like, honey, or mom, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing what I really love, but I'm not getting paid to do what I really love. So now I've got 2 jobs. And being able to, getting paid to do what you love, then you can focus on it and not have divided loyalties. And I put this in your workbook. I'm just going to read it. Charging what you're worth is a favor to your clients because it sets you free from financial stress and enables you to focus on providing answers and solutions to improve their lives rather than stressing about your own. And you can really just, there's a mental space that opens up when you can give the time and focused attention to your calling. Number 5 is you can reach more people. To do that, you've got to advertise. There's a limit to how many people you're going to be able to reach on any social media platform just by, hoping that Mark Zuckerberg wants to give you more traffic. That's only going to take you so far. I mean, you might have the occasional viral video, but it's not enough. At some point, you're going to have to advertise to expand your reach, whether you're running Facebook ads. YouTube ads are really hot, really popular right now. Google ads, whatever, you're going to have to advertise so that you can reach more people. And by charging for your programs, for your products, charging what you're worth, you can generate enough income to justify advertising to cast a wider net and bring more people into your orbit. And one thing I did, this is just kind of a side. I think I've probably already covered this somewhere else, but I want to cover it here. All of your like seed sowing that we've been talking about up till now, today is the first day we've talked about paid stuff. Most of your seed sowing, you know, either put it on autopilot or delegate it to a virtual assistant. I'll tell you a little secret. I'm going to change this soon, I promise. But all of my like little memes that I used to put up, I didn't make any of those. I mean, in the beginning I did, but then I was generating income. So I had a guy in the Philippines. He made all those. Everything on my Instagram as of today, those of you who are watching in real time, everything on my Instagram feed is done by a girl in Brazil. I didn't do any of that. She started out by doing my Portuguese language Instagram, and she was doing a really nice job with it, and she's bilingual. I said, I'm not doing anything with Instagram. I just don't have time. I said, do you want to take that over? And she's like, sure, it'll be, you know, good practice for me with my English. And so everything that I'm giving away, all my freebies and little encouragements that are happening, that's delegated to virtual assistants. I pay them and they do that. Now we're starting to run YouTube ads. I'm not running YouTube ads. I don't know how to run YouTube ads. Someone else is running YouTube ads for me. What is that doing? That's expanding my reach. I'm sowing seeds of blessing without putting a lot of my time into it so that I can focus my time on who? My disciples, my core people, my Sierra. She's messaging me right now. Does it make sense? So the sooner you can get, I mean, in the beginning, obviously, you're going to be spending a lot of time just on your seed sowing activities, just on putting all your freebies out there. Maybe, I hope it won't be a full year, but you're committed to a full year of putting a lot of seed out there. But once you've shown that you can get results, start charging. And I hope that this makes sense. You're going to have to balance that. And I actually had a little thing when I had my live class when I was mentoring people on how to do this, in balancing sowing seeds in future customers, future proteges, future disciples, whatever you want to call them, versus tending your garden. Those who are already your customer, your client, your protege, your paid peeps. And you've got to kind of balance those. I praise God that I'm at a place now where for me, the scales are, most of my time is with my inner circle, my paid people. And then I still do some, very little, I should do more, of sowing seeds into the general populace. Does this make complete sense to someone? I just want to be on the mission field, say. That's where I want to be. I want to be on the mission field. And that's where I want to focus. And that's where I have been focusing. Anyway. And why am I able to do that? Why can I be a full-time tent-making missionary? Because I spent years sowing seeds, building a large following. Then out of that following, I've got my core tribe who value what I deliver and are willing to pay and invest in it, right? And that liberates me to be able to go do my free stuff, which is my missions work with refugees and stuff like that. Okay, so, da-da-da. Great. Okay. Now, with that, I want to talk about the 5 different levels of products. I go into greater depth in this in my free training. I have a free webinar, and you can go to takeyourmessageout.com, takeyourmessageout.com, and I do like a full hour plus on what I'm going to cover here with the 5 levels of products. And then I have my paid program. It's a full year, 52 weeks. It's amazing, called Take Your Message to the World. And that is at donnapartow.com/message. And that's the 52 week. And you can do it in less time. I've had people go through it in 90 days. And it really goes into a lot more depth into all the things that I'm talking about during this free training. And it really goes into great depth into what I'm about to share with you on the 5 levels of product. I need to see where I'm at on time, Donna. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. So the 5 levels of online products and programs. Okay. Level 1 is seed sowing. That's just influence. Putting it out there. Instagram post, Instagram stories, IGTV, Facebook lives, Facebook memes, your free Facebook group, LinkedIn, some of you have talked about, Pinterest, YouTube. I actually have just put a ton over this past year, put a ton of videos, even like old videos, up on YouTube. It's up seed sowing, just putting it out there, putting it out there, putting it out there to bless people. That's level 1. Level 2 is what's called a lead magnet or freebie. I talked about that yesterday. And that's like your little ebook. It could be a webinar. The difference between just seed sowing in general and a lead magnet or freebie is that in order to get access to that lead magnet, it's drawing in leads. When I say leads, that's someone on your email list, okay? The only way they can get that real meaty goodness from you is to give you their email address. And that's when you're going to need something like leadpages.net. I really like Leadpages. That's the one I would do. Leadpages.net. Although Aweber just introduced free lead pages. So go check out Aweber. Anyway, so they give you your email, and in return, you give them some little bit of goodness. And I have so many examples of this. So many examples of lead magnets. Again, it could be a little mini ebook. It could be a checklist. It could be a chart, toolkits, very, very popular. These are the resources I use to get from point A to point B, webinars, teaching series. This, I ask people to sign in if they wanted to get the workbook. So that's level 2. Is a lead magnet. It's still free, but there's a small price. The price of admission is they've got to give you their email list, their email address. And actually, I should restructure this Facebook group, my free Facebook group, especially now that I've added this training to it. And the only way to get into this free Facebook group is to give me your email address. I could easily do that, and I think I probably should. I think I've just talked myself into it. You might want to keep that in mind. As you're growing, I mean, when you're first getting started, you just want everybody. You're at level 1. Just seed sowing. Just come on, everybody join my free Facebook group. But at some point, once you've got a few thousand, maybe you want to add in the questions. You've seen this, haven't you? In the questions, what's your email address? And if you don't fill in that answer, then they don't approve you for the group. Think about that. Okay. That was a little tangent. Okay, so that's level 1, level 2. Level 3 is a tripwire. And a tripwire is a very low-cost item that's so affordable and seems so valuable that people are like, of course. It's like a no-brainer. Of course I want that. And typically what you'll do is put the lead magnet first, and then the tripwire on the thank you page. This is way beyond the scope of what I can cover in a free online influence class, but I go into greater depth in the Take Your Message to the World class. But I at least want you to have an idea. It is possible to make enough money if the tripwire is good enough, between $7 and $47, that you can afford to run advertisements that break even. And that is the goal. You can build a massive list and a massive following if you can run ads all day long that break even on the tripwire. So in other words, someone comes, best example I can give you, and they want to write a book. And I offer them a free lead magnet. 10 steps to write your book in a hurry. DonnaPartow.com/write fast. With a hyphen, write fast. And they put in their email address. They're on my list. It automatically sends them the book that they requested. That's in the mail. It's on the way. I'm not sitting there sending it. So that's all automated, right? I'm not doing it. It's passive. It's working 24/7, 365 behind the scenes. I could be in Brazil. I can be in Israel. I can be anywhere in the world. And that thing's running 365. 24/7. And they get that free gift from me, super valuable. People who sign up for it, the open rate on, then there's a teaching series that they're going to get. And I believe that teaching series, if I'm not mistaken, runs about a week, 7-8 days of free teaching, all valuable stuff. That's all on autopilot. Meanwhile, it takes them to the thank you page. And the thank you page says, hey, that freebie is on the way, but meanwhile, I want to tell you about a paid product. And I'm sure you've seen this. If you're online at all, you've seen this. I forgot to turn off the chat. And if you can generate enough revenue, we're working on that right now. If you can generate enough revenue on that tripwire, that initial, as soon as they come, the minute they give you their address, you immediately say, hey, that freebie is on the way. But by the way, as long as you're here and you're interested in that, I've got something that's really valuable. It's so going to help you. And I've made it so cheap for you. I mean, how could you say no to this? That's what it's got to be. It's got to be something like, how? I'd be crazy. I'd be crazy to say no to this offer. If someone is even remotely serious about writing a book and they see my offer at donnapartow.com/authority and all that I give them, of course they're going to get it. And I can afford to advertise that around the clock because the tripwire, the freebie is leading to the tripwire, which is paying for me to tell more people about the freebie, which is paid for by the tripwire, which enables me to cast a wider net with more ads to tell more people about the freebie. And enough of them get the tripwire, it pays for me. Does this make complete sense? This is how this works. And there are some people who are so good at it, you can make a full-time living just on a tripwire. There are people making, I know lady, she's making 6 figures on a very similar thing that I'm doing. Free little lead magnet about how to write a book, takes them immediately to a page that tells them about her paid training program on how to, get your book published on Kindle. She's making 6 figures at that. And now she has a new program, which is level 5. I'll get there in a minute. Now she has a level 5 program, which is $10,000. And she'll help you walk people through, like my authority class. If I were to train you and certify you as someone who can help other people get their book in print and on Kindle, people will pay $10,000 for that all day long. They will. Because even though I tell you exactly how to do it, people still get overwhelmed. And a lot of people are like, just do it for me. I don't want to be bothered. Especially business people who understand the value that once you're an author, you're the authority. They're not trying to make any money on the book. Nobody makes money on a book, let me just tell you. I've sold 1.5 million books and I haven't made money on books. You don't write books to make money. You write books. Books are really almost like level 1, level 2 is seed sowing. When you're making I make 67 cents a book. I mean, that's not even a tripwire. But what does it do? It positions you as an authority, and that opens doors. How did I make a living? Wow, people invited me to speak at their church. That's was what I got paid to do, to go and do ladies retreats and ladies conferences and the Women of Virtue. And then you get invited to radio and TV and podcasts. Does this make sense? The book, really a book is just you could even do a book as a lead magnet, but that's beyond what I'm going to teach today. It's called a perma-free book. Very popular. It's not as popular as it used to be. And I explain in the authority class how to do that. How to actually make your book available free on Kindle. And of course, there's Kindle Unlimited, beyond the scope of what I want to cover. But really, to me, a book is a lead magnet. It's not even a tripwire. It's level 2. Okay, because the tripwire really needs to be paying you $7. Good luck finding a book that pays you $7. It's not going to happen. Okay, and then level 4 is just helping somebody, making some sense. And then level 4 is your mid-range products. Those are like $97 to $997. And really, I mean, I have some products in that price range, especially my Take Your Message to the World class, which is so underpriced right now, but it's available. Okay. What I would do if I wanted to do a level 4 I would do a continuity or a membership program where people join, you sign them up once, and then they pay you monthly, and that's on autopilot, and they stay in month after month. And for many years, this was one of my major income streams. And I believe in multiple streams of income. So I've got my book royalties, I had paid speaking engagements, and then I had a membership. I had two of them. One was called the Chapel Club, and that was like a really low price, but we signed up like 1,000 people for it. And then I have the Renewal Lifestyle Club, which is still kind of going, but that was a really big one for a number of years. It was actually the funding for my ministry, and completely funded my ministry in Colombia. Most of the work I do in Colombia a lot of it is in poor rural areas. They can't pay me in US dollars to come to their church in Boyacá. Then my expenses when I lived in Colombia for 6 months, that was covered by my membership program, my Renewal Lifestyle Club. That's a really good spot to be. If I were going to do anything, if I were you at level 4, I wouldn't do a one-time training program. Just trust me on this. Just trust me on this. I've done all of this. I've done all of the above. I would do a membership program. If you have a gift for membership, which not everybody does. But if you like that ongoing same topic over and over again, a membership program is a really good way to go. And that's kind of level 4. And then what else do I want to say? And then there's level 5. And this is really where it's at right now. This is hugely popular right now. $1,000 and up, level 5. And there are two things that fall into that. One is done for you, and the other is done with you. And then destination events. I'll put 3 of them in there. Done for you, done with you, and destination events. Done for you, best example, somebody wants to write a book and they want to do, self-publishing, makes their head hurt. They don't want to deal with it. They're like, I don't want to do it. Somebody just do it for me. They will easily pay $10,000. Here, just take my $10,000, get the cover designed, get the interior designed, get it up on Amazon, get it on, get it out there. People that get them done for you, or to build a website for someone, or to run their ads. Huge. If you know how to run Facebook ads and you'll do it for other people, or you know how to do YouTube ads or Amazon ads, whatever it is, and someone's like, hey, I've got this class, I want to get more students, just do it for me. I don't want to learn YouTube ads. I don't want to learn YouTube ads. So just do it for me. People will pay thousands and thousands and thousands. People charge $5,000, $10,000 and more to just do it, get it done for you. And then there's get it done with you. Now that's what I'm doing. I call it my book launch club. And it's just a handful of ladies, and we're spending a year together, and I'm doing it with them. I'm walking them from idea to bestseller. And that was my guarantee. That was the result. I will make you #1 in Amazon. And I won't stop until I get you to #1 on Amazon. That's the promised benefit that quantify. Not only will they have a book done, they'll have a #1 Amazon bestseller. And once you've got that, you're like, hey, I'm a #1 Amazon bestseller on this topic. Then people will pay because you've got the credibility and you're the authority, you're the expert. And then destination events. That's just what I want to do. I love doing the destination events. Yeah, I just think it's transformational. I share this story all the time. 7 days changed my life. 7 days changed my life forever. Forever. I was in Baja. It was a brand new Christian, and the guy who led me to the Lord, or actually, no, I wasn't a Christian yet. A group of Christians had started reaching out to me, and he invited me to this church camp, and I showed up. By day 3, I was sitting alone at the riverbank. You guys all know my testimony, right? And the power of God came over me, completely set me free, got up from the riverbank on fire for God. The next day, God spoke to me and said, I'm going to take you all over the world and use you in a mighty way for my kingdom. I knew he meant this. All my life, I dreamed of being a writer, and I dreamed of standing on a stage from the time I was a little girl. I knew exactly what God meant when he said he was going to take me all over the world. I knew I was going to be preaching, teaching. I knew it the day after I became a Christian. And those 7 days, hearing from God, getting clarity about what God wanted to do in and through my life, I have never been the same. It changed me forever. So I'm living proof that 7 days away from, all, like I said, all the people who had an opinion about me and what I could do and what I couldn't do, what God could do in my life. 7 days away from the naysayers and the dream stealers. 7 days with a group of people who are like, yeah, God can do anything. Changed the course of my life. And it's 40 years ago next week, this coming week, 40 years ago, July of 1980, changed the course of my life. So I know that I love destination events. I love to take people away, rock the world, and they're never the same. I love it. That's what I want to do. And it's funny because I asked my kids, I'm like, all these different things, I've done it all. Everything I've told you, I've done everything. Like, kids, what do you think I should do? And they're like, level 2, little tripwires, all my little freebie stuffs, and then right to level 5. And actually, God said to me, and I think it's a good word for a lot of you, I think it's really good spiritual advice, really good marketing advice. Just pray about it. Pray about it. This is not for everybody. This is what Lord spoke to me. This may be for you, maybe not. Okay, so I'm going to say that again. The Lord said this for me, maybe for you, maybe not. I think it depends on your design. Some of you are going to love a continuity program, a membership. You're going to love it. It's perfect for you. You love that coaching, consulting, ongoing relationship, working with women, helping them work through their issues. Month after month, seeing the progress, seeing the growth. Some of you love that. And that level, is that level 3? Level 4 is going to be ideal for you. Others of you, it doesn't suit you. And that's me. That doesn't suit me. I'm like let's just do something huge. I love dramatic, instant. I love it. I love taking someone for 7 days, 10 days, take them on a mission trip, take them to the 7 days to freedom, take them on some kind of a challenge, and have that total immersion experience in a compact amount of time. Does that make sense? And if that's you, that's me. If that's you, you might want to think about going right to level 5 and doing that. You're going to get it done for them and just see that dramatic transformation overnight that happens for them. Do it with them at a really high level, intense level. Get something amazing. Get a book done. Something amazing, life-changing. And or destination events. Super, super powerful. You've got to understand your own design and what really suits you. And it's taken me a long time of trial and error. And you know what? That's okay. It may take you a while. You may try this thing and you may try that thing. And it may take you a while to really find that thing that fits you. That's okay. That's okay. Group coaching, really popular right now. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. We're coming to the top of the hour. Group coaching is super powerful right now. One-on-one coaching, if you prefer it. That kind of inner circle coaching, that can be really high-level stuff if it's high-level results. If you're helping someone launch a career, if you're helping someone do something that they're going to make money doing, you can charge a lot more, obviously, right? But what the Lord said to me was, daughter, get out of the middle of the road. The middle of the road didn't suit me. How many of you can just, in the time we've spent together, say, Donna's not kind of a middle of the road person. I'm really not. I don't want to be in the middle of the road. I really love being at level 5. Okay. Why should you charge? Why should you have paid programs, paid products? Because it elevates you. There's no better way to build credibility. And there's nothing like putting your income on autopilot. That to me is the ultimate goal. To have the freedom where your income is just, you've got multiple streams of income coming in month after month. It's like the next, it's like a self-employed paycheck when you have a membership program, a continuity program, or, tripwires and things that are on autopilot. Then that liberates you for what we call lifestyle freedom, the ability to work from anywhere, reach people everywhere, do what you feel God has called you to do without being a slave to money, without being slave to the clock, without being enslaved to a job. You've got the freedom to live and work anywhere in the world and to do whatever you feel God has called you to do. And that's where I'm at, and I love it. I would recommend this for anyone who feels called to make a kingdom impact, to make it your goal, to aspire to reach that point where you have lifestyle freedom, because it's really just incredible. Even for a personal level, I have family members who've had, one had a severe accident, one had a battle with a terminal illness, and I don't need to ask anyone's permission. I just get on a plane and I can book a one-way ticket and just be there as long as I need to be there. Rent an Airbnb. This is what I've done. This has happened twice to me in the last couple of years. Drop everything, get on a plane, rent an Airbnb with a one-way ticket, and I can be there for my family as long as I need to be. I can move to Colombia for 6 months. I can move to Brazil for months. I can go to Kenya for however long the publisher wants me to travel around in Kenya. I can, it's open-ended for me. I don't need anyone's permission. I love living like this. And if it's for you, then I encourage you to really think about the 7 Days to Freedom event, because that's what we train you to do. Just one final point. Remember what's called the attraction marketing principle. The person doing the chasing is the person doing the chasing, and then the person being chased. The person being chased always has the higher value. And when you have established your credibility in your online products and programs, and you're the author and you're the expert and you've really established yourself, it's really attractive. People are drawn to you. They're like, she's the one who can help me. You don't have to go like, oh, do you want to give me money? Nobody wants to be chasing anyone, right? Do you? I know that nobody wants to be feel like they're selling something, right? I know I don't. I don't like feeling salesy, but I like the idea of attracting people to me. And the most powerful way to attract people to you is by establishing yourself as the authority, as the expert. And what I'm teaching you this week, and positioning yourself as an online influencer, it's really, there's no better way to do it. And then finally, what I would encourage you, and again, I've gotten ahead, and so I've already covered this, which is good. I'm glad I did, because we're running out of time today, is what I call forced content creation. Force yourself to do this. Because I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to do a class. I'm going to do it. Now, force yourself. How? Announce it. Sign people up. Go right now. Start a Facebook group. Invite a bunch of people. Say, hey, next Monday, I'm going to be leading a journey from point A to point B. I haven't figured it out, but I'm determined to do it. I'm going to lose 20 pounds in the next 90 days, and come to anybody else who gained weight during anyone else who wants to do that, come join me. I'm going to have a weekly Zoom session. I'm going to have a daily this. I'm going to do this, and the other. And at the end of it, I'm going to write a book, and you're going to get a free copy of the book. And everybody who actively participates, I'm going to write their name in the book, and you're going to have contest, a prize, all these things. Announce it. And gather all these people in your Facebook group, and then you better deliver. It's forced content creation. It's powerful. Powerful. Force yourself to do it. I know. See, I know you're going to write that book someday. You're going to create that class someday. You're going to do this someday. No, just pick a day and do it. And then you got to do it. I have had so much happen this week, but you know what? I forced myself to do this. I have wanted to reteach this material on Sword at the Top that I taught 7 years ago as a 21-day class before they had video, really. And I said, well, yeah, I'm going to do that. I need to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to. And I never did until I woke up one day and sent out an email and invited a bunch of people to come to this space. I'm telling you the way this works. I invited all of you to come to this Facebook group on Monday, July 14th. And then guess what? I scrambled to put together the workbook. I scrambled to put together what I was going to teach. And even though I forgot I had guests coming this week, I forgot I had guests. I had out of town guests coming. I completely, in that moment of excitement, I'm like, I'm doing it now. Forgot. But they've been great. You know, I'm a block from the beach, so they're at the beach. A couple hours each day. They've been really nice about it. I didn't tell them I forgot they were coming, so hopefully they won't watch this. But your goal with your forced content creation, doing kind of your beta group, is to create stories, because facts tell but stories sell. So you want to create success stories. You want to create testimonies. Whatever business you think you're in, whatever ministry you think you're in the story creating business. God made our lives story shaped. People resonate with stories. So that's the whole purpose. You want to create stories worth telling. You want to create success stories. You want some people to get from point A to point B. Not everybody will make it, especially when you do it free. Just know when you do it free, you're going to have a much smaller percentage who take it seriously. But you should at least get a handful who really take it seriously. And out of them, focus on them, give them extra love, extra help, and create those success stories. Get that testimonial, prove that you can get the results. And then the next time, what are you going to do? You're going to charge for it. And then you can cast a wider net and this wonderful circle of increasing online influence. And I can't wait to hear your success story with it. Tomorrow is our final day. I pray this has been a blessing. And I'm going to probably go ahead and wrap there. I'll probably stay just an extra second for those of you who are here live to see if there are any questions that I feel like I can answer. But I pray this has been a blessing. I know I've covered a lot of material today. As I mentioned, you can get more depth at takeyourmessageout.com, which is like a 1-hour webinar. And then my 52 module training, which you could do over a year, or some people have done it in as little as 90 days. Take Your Message to the World, which you can find at donnapartow.com / I can never say that word. Message. And of course, the 7 Days to Freedom event. Highly recommend. Life-changing. 7 Days to Freedom. Completely life-changing. Check it out. 7daystofreedom.com. Let me go ahead and wrap for today, and I'll hop in to the group for those who have questions.